Hi everyone, Ryan and Tom here. This week at SecureIt, we're talking in depth about the Answer cabinet. We're also going to talk a little bit about the TrueSafe and how they compare to each other.
Yeah guys, it's been a very exciting couple of weeks here at SecureIt. As you know, we kicked off our Marine Corps contract. We won an $8 million contract to rebuild Okinawa and the whole Pacific Theater. As you're watching this, I'm going to be in Okinawa. I'm actually flying out tomorrow to meet with the brass and kind of lay some things out, but we are in production of the tactical racks. As you know, when we run those in quantity, our cost goes down. So right now on the website, they are at a reduced price. We've got our first big PR purchase request going through right now. We're building the first block of armories. So if you're looking at tactical racks, order now, because this production run probably going to run through, I haven't looked at the schedule, probably into November, and then we won't be building more of these in quantity probably till late January or so. I'm not exactly sure.
All right, so let's talk about the Answer. This is a really popular new product. We got a lot of questions, so we're going to give you some answers. The first question that I got was about the power cord. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, inside the cabinet, you've got a power box. It's got AC ports, a couple of USB ports. There's a port right in the back top corner for AC, and it comes with a cord that plugs in flush and then runs down the side of the cabinet out to an outlet. Gives you the option from different alarm systems, all sorts of products you may want to use in your safe.
Lights in there.
Right. It really doesn't need an anti-corrosion piece because of the design, unless you happen to live in a swamp or in, if you're in a super humid area, maybe then. But even then, with really high humidity, most of those products, the goldenrod and stuff, they're going to be marginal at best. Your best defense is always going to be properly clean and oil guns. In the case of really high humidity, probably a desiccant type product or dehumidification product, not a heating product, would work best.
Yeah, and now talking about humidity, the next question was about holes and venting. So I want to talk a little bit about the bolt holes. Now, where are those located and how many are there?
Right, the cabinet comes with 4 holes, 1 in each corner, to properly secure this down to the floor. There's no venting in this cabinet. This is a fully sealed cabinet. So it's not designed, the Agile cabinet, the back of it is vented to allow air to flow. This is more of a traditional safe, where it is a sealed cabinet. Again, if you just make sure your guns are cleaned properly, not crazy oil, just properly oiled, lightly oiled, put them away, they're not going to corrode.
Mm-hmm. The next question I had was about the top. People were wondering if we can put a product on top, and if so, how much can it hold?
You can stack on top of this cabinet. Weight test will go over 1,000 pounds. If you're stacking 40, the Agile 40s on top, you have to be aware there's no holes in here to bolt them together. Be aware that it's a possible tip hazard. If you're going to line up a few of the Answers and put 40s on top, you can run a hole through this cabinet and bolt them together with fender washers to secure everything up. It makes a really impressive wall of guns and cabinets. But anybody who wants to stack stuff, I'm just going to caution, there is a tip hazard you have to be aware of.
And we got a lot of questions about the doors. So what can you tell us about them?
Yeah, the door design of this is pretty unique. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to go into the mechanics of it. But first off, the big advantage of double doors is clearance. You don't need a lot of space for this cabinet. If this was a big single door cabinet, the door would swing way out. And they'd make the cabinet really deep to offset the weight of the door. All that depth doesn't buy you much in a safe except banging guns into each other. So our double door system allows us to keep everything very, very compact. So you can put this in a closet. Stealth is the best security. This system allows you maximum storage with minimal impact on your living space. Let's talk about how the door system works. What you've got is a locking bolt system on this door that engages hardened steel pins top and bottom. The steel here is a doubled and it's a rolled flange. I'm not going to go into the details of this. Suffice to say, it's designed and manufactured to create a very strong lip that all the bolts go behind. I've got fixed bolts on the inside of the door, the locking bolts. Then when the other door comes in, you've got bolts that engage this door, and they're extra long. I'm not going to go into the science of it, but we designed it so you're not going to get good pry on it. And this is a very thick steel bar that goes over the seam. Thus, there's no real way to get pry energy into this. And the way the lip is designed here, again, if you're trying to pry it, you can get a little purchase, but you can't get the mechanical advantage or the right the right mechanics to get a lot of pry energy into it. With bolts all the way around, if you take the time to cut these hinges off and they're massive, the doors are still intact and the safe is not going to open.
So this is really cool setup. You got a bow, you got a horizontal gun. What else we got?
I just set this up. I wanted to do something a little different, just kind of play with it a little bit. Now, the base units, what I did is I slid them all the way into the back so that the guns, they still lean in because of the design. You get proper loading into the cradle, but with the guns at this angle, you get a whole lot of space behind the barrels. So I was able to drop a bow in and just use that space. I got the FN SCAR sitting up on top horizontal. And then I've got some handguns, ammunition, magazines, some other products, ammo, some cleaning products down at the bottom. The thing here is the base unit, it doesn't lock in place. It is adjustable. And that's by design. It's, nobody else does stuff like this, but you can take the base and slide it forward almost to the door. And what that does, it buys you a lot of space behind the guns down low. And it gives you options for how you want to store guns. You figure all the cradles are in there, you can pull them out and have space down below, push it in and have space above to basically buy flexibility. Door system, we talked about this last week with Olivia. We had a bunch of the guys here, from hunters to military guys, just do their wish list of what they want on a door system, and this was the net result. And it gives you a little bit of everything and really provides good, efficient storage for just a really wide variety of gear, from tactical to just regular stuff. All right, and then I want to talk briefly about the interior, because I've had some questions, people asking us about the, safes are carpeted and what's in yours. Our safe is not, it's steel in and out. Now, when you carpet a safe, drywall and carpet, we're going to talk in a second a little more about that. The inside of the safe is just crap metal. It's just thrown together. And then they just throw drywall in there and they carpet it with all this adhesive. It basically hides all sins. You can do anything you want inside the safe. Our safe on the inside, we have to take the time to properly seam weld everything, polish the welds, and go through and really clean and properly polish all the steel prior to the powder coat finish, because we want the inside of this to look as good as the outside. It's a lot more work than just throwing in drywall and carpeting, and it looks good inside and out.
Now, the interior is nice steel design finish. There's no drywall. So let's talk a little bit about corrosion and drywall.
Yeah, we made this safe as the answer to all the problems with the gun safe. So let's take a look at what you're getting for your money with a traditional safe. Now, this is a Field & Stream safe from Dick's. Now, there's a big hole cut in the side that we did with a circular saw. It took us 18 seconds with a circular saw and a carbide plywood blade. This is the section that came out in the interior. It's felt, carpeting, and basically sheetrock, and a ton of adhesive. And if you've seen our articles on corrosion and drywall and the carpeting and the adhesives, this stuff is toxic to guns. They use it because it's cheap, but there's no reason for your guns to use this crap. They do it because it's a cheap way to just finish out the inside of a safe and say, damn it, we're done with it, sell it. But it's bad. And again, look at our website. We have an article on corrosion that goes into a lot more details on this. And we're going to do an upcoming episode in a couple of weeks specifically on corrosion. I've got the Liberty over here. I want to show you. I pulled this out. This is what they call fireboard. And what I want to just show you, this is drywall. Now on the websites, they all say our fireboard. You know what? It's just drywall. This is not rocket science. But this stuff is not good for guns. And we've got a ton of data to support that. Now, the other question that we've had people ask is the difference between the true safe and the answer cabinet. So let's talk a little bit about the true safe and how they compare.
So here we have the true safe. And as you guys notice, we have the steel interior. And again, that's on purpose. We didn't want to do drywall. And instead, we put concrete in there. It's a proprietary blend. It holds together. It's almost like oatmeal. Dries very solidly, very strong, protects against burglary, fire. And it's a very overall solid safe. And it's the ultimate. It's the real deal.
This safe is almost 4 inches thick of concrete. And as he said, the blend, people We got a bunch of questions. There's a couple on YouTube about, well, can't you just hit the side with a hammer, shatter the cement, and then just cut into like a regular safe? The answer is no. It's not just cement. It's not concrete. It's a combination of cement, a bunch of different types of fibers. There's some steel reinforcement in there as well. And what it does, he says, we call it the cement oatmeal, but the net result when it hardens is a material that doesn't break easily, and when you hit it with a hammer, it almost dents as opposed to shatter. And that's because of the proprietary mix. We're not going to go into detail as to how we create the mix that we use. Suffice to say, the inside of this safe, though, is absolutely clean. It's all finished steel. In this case, the cradle grid system is riveted on. Because the way the safe is filled, we have to add this after the safe is completed, and it gives you incredible fire rating. You can, on our website, we went 2 hours, 20 minutes at 1,200 degrees. You've got a monster thick door. It's almost 5 inches thick. And you've got an incredibly secure safe. The biggest difference in these is weight. This cabinet weighs, or safe, almost 1,300 pounds. The Answer cabinet weighs about 300 pounds. The Answer 8 weighs about 230 pounds. At that weight, it makes it very manageable, very easy for you to move this in and out of your home. You can put it in an upstairs location. You can put it in a closet. You can put it in discrete locations where nobody knows it's even there. The average American moves every 6.7 years. These are cabinets that can move with you. This safe is going to go in place and will never move again, most likely. It's very expensive to have a company come in. It requires professional equipment to move a safe that weighs this much. The question is, do you need this level of fire protection? We offer it because some people want it. Call your local fire department. Ask them, what is the response time to my house, and give me your address. And they're going to tell you in minutes. Your fire insurance policy knows exactly the response time to your house. That's how they rate fire policies. In most cases, it's 7 minutes or less. In a lot of professionals, it's 3 to 4 minutes. So the question I ask is, do you need this fire rating? You probably don't. That's why we make the Answer, and that's why the Answer is so popular. Most people don't need this level of fire. We offer it because it is the ultimate safe to store and organize guns. But I think, and we think, the Answer cabinet is the ultimate in terms of efficiency, proper storage, and something that's manageable and gives you what you really need in a safe. All right, guys, we've covered a lot of ground today. Answer cabinet is a total winner. It's going to be probably our most popular product. Now, last week we ran the fall celebration event, and it was a discount on a lot of products, including a pre-launch sale on the Answers. If you were unaware of it, you need to sign up for our email. We don't send out all that junk. We don't send out spam, but every once in a while when we're doing an event, you'll be notified. We send it to our email customers first, always.
So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us, support@secureittechnical.com. Send us any questions, concerns, comments. We'll get right back to you.
Also, if you've got photographs, if you're customers of our products, we love to see cool photos of our stuff. Send them over to us. We'd love to see them.
Yeah, that's all we have for you this week. We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.